Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've been gone for a second, but I'm back today and I'm gonna be doing a really quick 10-minute makeup routine. This is makeup routine I use whenever I'm going to work or I'm just leaving the house really quickly and I need to be done ASAP. So I'm starting with my primers. The first thing that I do is use this Decay. This is actually an eyeshadow primer, but I use it around my smile lines because they really help with smile lines. So I use this and I just dab it in and make sure it's like dry, and then once that's settled, I set it with some Mercier setting powder, and this shade is medium deep, so it's a lot more of a skin tone, which also helps to build some coverage in the absence of foundation. And since we're only using concealer, we can spend less time blending and doing all of that jazz. We need to do it really quick, like I mentioned, like only 10 minutes. We don't have time to blend too much. So next thing, I use my e.l.f. primer all over my face. This is a really good primer. It's actually an amazing dupe for the Milk Hydrogrip primer, and it comes at a fraction of the price, so definitely get your hands on this. It's literally only £10 in Boots. I don't know if they sell this in America and like other places, but yeah, this primer is it. And yeah, next thing is that I'm just gonna brush out my eyebrows with my brow. This is sort of a brow gel, but it doesn't really set my eyebrows, which is why I use primer on them. And then I'm gonna use my concealer to shape the bottom of my eyebrows, and then use some concealer under my eyes as well. Because the routine is supposed to be very quick, I only use concealer on the parts of my face that are absolutely necessary. So wherever I have dark circles under my eyes, on my forehead I've got a little bit of dark spots, so I use some concealer there, and not too much around like my cheeks or other parts of my face, because again, no time to blend the whole face. So yeah, and I like to do the concealer under my brows before I use a brow pencil, because I think it just helps with the shape and it makes it faster, in my opinion, when it comes to like filling them out. And obviously you'll see how I do that. I also then go in with an angled brush after I've used the concealer straight from the tube, just to really sharpen up those lines and give it like a really defined shape, again, which will help me once I come to actually draw out my brows. And then blend, we're bringing everything together and getting rid of any harsh lines before we move on to powder. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what I'm watching in the background, it's the I Said What I Said podcast, which is a Nigerian podcast by two ladies in their 30s navigating life in Nigeria. So definitely check that out if you haven't yet. It's one of my favorites. And as you can see, I'm just blending out the concealer around my eyebrows, and then I'm gonna use the Made by Mitchell blush in shade Nade. I'm just gonna contour with this and blend that out as well. This is really good to give your face a little bit of shape. I don't always actually do this step depending on how much time I have. Sometimes I'll skip this and then just do sort of contour with my bronzer. That can speed it up at least like 2 minutes. But yeah, it's up to you if you want to do this or not. So take this as an optional step. Now I'm done with all my cream products. I'm gonna set with my Mercier powder, the same one that I used on my smile lines in the beginning, and I'm gonna do this under my eyes, anywhere that I put concealer, and then again on my smile lines to like really set it. Bro, my smile lines are so bad. Like, I get smile lines all the time, so I like to really like set my face, especially like even if I don't have too much makeup on, just to make sure it's like, you know, everything is put together, it's all in place. Then for my face powder, which I use all over my face, I'm using the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in Dark Deep. And then I'm gonna use my bronzer and blush. First I use the Fenty Mocha Mami wherever I used my contour. So I didn't realize the product was literally upside down, but yeah, that's the shade. I'm gonna write everything that I used and the shades in the description box as well, so you can go look there if there are any products you're interested in or want to know the shade. I'll also use this bronzer as a very quick nose contour, and I also use it on my eyes because I don't have time to do eyeshadow, so this just adds a little bit of color on my eyelids as well. To be fair, this is my hack that I do all the time, even when I have like a full glam, because I'm not really an eyeshadow girly, and that's something that I want to change. And then for my blush, I use this Beat Up Revolution blush. I will try and get the name, but it might have faded. To be honest, I've had this for so long. And I like this blush because it's not super pigmented and like it's buildable. And this is the blush that I'll go for if I'm not really trying to go for a really like strong blush look. And then I can use this on my nose as well because I know it's not going to come out looking crazy. And then next I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. Going back in with the brow gel really helps to feather out my eyebrows and redistribute the brow pencil to make sure there's no harshness or concentration of lines. And this is super important, especially when I don't have a full face, because I don't want my eyebrows looking too harsh or scary. And then I'll use the same brush that I use for my concealer earlier, just to clean up those lines again. Okay, time for my eyes now. I'm gonna do my inner eye pencil with some black gel and then put on some mascara. Sometimes I will do my eyes or my lips together just because I'm like on pencils, so yeah, I do them all sort of around the same time in my routine. And then I do a final touch up with my powder to make sure everything is fully blended in together. There are no harsh lines or streaks, and then that's the final step before I put on my setting spray, which ensures that this makeup lasts for as long as possible. And that's it. At this point, I'll just look at my face. Am I happy with everything? I take down my hair so I can see the finished look. The last thing I have to do is put on my lip gloss, but I can do that whenever I'm ready. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm gonna put in some clips at the end of like any final touch-ups, or yeah, just different views of the makeup. But I love this look so much, and this is what I do most of the time. As I said, any final touch-ups, so I use this powder because it's slightly brightening, and it just gives my face an extra bit of glow and calms down a bit of the dewiness that I got from the setting spray. I recognize that there are a lot of steps in this, but feel free to tweak this routine to suit you and your needs. And that is the finished look, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, like, comment, subscribe to see more. Let me know in the comments what you think and what kind of videos you'd want to see. Bye for now.